Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from Rivertowne Brewing Company out of Export, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Pittsburgh. Not to be confused with Rivertowne with no E on the end of it, which is from, I think Columbus or Cincinnati. I can't remember. I know it's somewhere in Ohio. But they are two different breweries completely. This beer is called Amish Mafia. I really don't know why it's called that. I think it's kind of a weird name. I know there was that show called that, but I don't know how that ties into this because they're not in Amish country. This beer is a strawberry rhubarb sour, and it is, I don't know if it's a 5.2 ABV. So yeah, I have had some things from these guys before. Usually they're kind of hit or miss in my opinion. But I haven't had anything sour from them, so I'm curious. I'm guessing it's a kettle sour, obviously, but still, I don't know how this is going to be, so we'll see. So, I will say it already, as you can see, it pours pretty much, like, very, very slightly cloudy, golden color with a really small white head that fizzled away really quickly. I will say that it does worry me a little bit that this beer is not even remotely red or pink. It makes me think that there's either something artificial in it or there wasn't that many strawberries used in it, because strawberries generally turn beer pink or red when they're used. Let's see. So the aroma is pretty grainy. There's a very, very slight hint of like that generic like Berliner Weiss butyric acid type nose. It's very, very faint, but I do pick it up a little bit. But that could also be from the strawberries too, because strawberries seem to have put off like a somewhat plasticky character in especially sour beers, but in any beer, so we'll see. That's really weird. It's just, no, I wouldn't really say that I'd be looking for any rhubarb other than bitterness. But it's really not strawberry or sour. It's neither. When I say sour, I mean actually tart. I'm not talking about wild. I wasn't expecting this to be wild at all, but I figured if it was a kettle sour, if there's lactic acid in it, it would at least have a little bit of tartness. But like, I mean, there is a little bit of tartness where you know that it's not just like a standard gold nail. But beyond that, it's not very tart, and the strawberry is almost completely non-existent. So it kind of just has like this generic mild acidity and then finishes with like a grainy note. It's really hard for me to judge this because it's not really what it's described as, and I don't particularly like it that much, but there's also nothing like inherently wrong with it where I really mind drinking it. It's just not something that appeals to me, but it's also not something that I find offensive either, so I'm going to have to give this one like on the low end of drink. I'll leave it a drink because I don't mind drinking it, but there's really no redeeming qualities to it, but there's nothing really inherently bad about it that makes me say, ooh, I don't want to drink that. It's just kind of a weird half-ass attempt at something like this. I don't know. I don't like beers that are overly fruited that taste like juice, but also I don't like ones that don't really taste like fruit at all. Like if you're gonna say there's strawberries in it, then make it taste somewhat like strawberries. This has like no fruit taste at all. It's very weird. Um, but yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say on this guy because it's so kind of one dimensional and just in the middle of the road in every way possible. So I think that's all I got on it. So please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.